top, double top. How could you good? Let's see all y'all, huh? Solitary Compton. My young niggas. The tight, Burger Pop. Dirty South. Don't get that big bad black hole. Each and every Friday night, T. Good to see you, Jack. The RE show, nigga. Yeah. Solar Time Star. Way back. Birthday tonight, baby.
Yeah, just tuning up everything real quick for you folks. Give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back up in here and we get the program started. Thank y'all.
Over the age of 50 makes up almost half the population of people incarcerated because these is based only by optics. And I would say that that's kind of wild, but it gives me more clarity on the street. When we see the young brothers and sisters wilding, we say where they OGs at. Well, young brothers and sisters wilding on the outside because they OGs is over here incarcerated. I'm talking gray hair gang. I swear it feels like almost half the people I'm incarcerated with 50 years and older. You know, there are a bunch of young people here, 10 faces, you know how that go, but I mean, damn, there's a alarming rate of all the brothers and sisters. Either way, man, we good money. I'm feeling good. Health is great. And in a real eerie way, I feel like I'm supposed to be here. I've been uplifting people, talking to people, building with people, helping people, their families with their credit to help them towards their commissaries. And I feel good, man. I'm man, just to embrace what people allowing me to help them. And people being so welcoming. I didn't really expect to get that in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? So shit is kind of wild, you heard? But, you know, a subtle blessing in disguise. But I will be home sooner than people anticipate. Thank goodness to my amazing defense team. And that amazing agreement that we put together. Yeah, it's bittersweet. I had to sit down, but thank goodness, man. I had the bag that really had people in my corner that had the ability to still good. Definitely still get your budget restoration, get your money up. I'm still able to participate even in mentorships. I have a certain level of space and opportunity where I'm allowed to communicate with the people that I'm mentoring, and I still have a social media presence. So it's not all at loss, man. We're gonna make it happen no matter what. We won't be so tied down. I'm super highly appreciated and still truly blessed. And I thank you all for your tremendous support. I mean, all the responses and the messages for you guys and sisters that just really shown me love still. Thank you so much, man, for understanding everything. We won't cry with spilled milk, though. We lit. We all remain lit. I'm putting people in chess, cooking in hoops. Shit crazy, man. I love it, though. So thank you all. Blessings in abundance.
Yeah, okay. This is the enhanced audio. I'm gonna play it back one time and then get into the commentary, just to make sure everybody hears everything. If the audio, if it doesn't sound that good, you know, let me know. But it is enhanced. I worked on it for a minute just to level out some of the inconsistencies in it. So let's hear.
People that are over the age 50 makes up almost half the population of the people incarcerated within these based on my optics. And I would say that that's kind of wild. But it gives me more clarity on the street. When we see the young brothers and sisters wilding, we say where the OGs at. Well, the young brothers and sisters are wilding on the outside, because the OGs is over here incarcerated. I'm talking gray hair gang. I swear it feels like almost half the people I'm incarcerated with or 50 years and older. You know, there are a bunch of young people here, 10 faces, you know how that go, but I mean, damn, there's a alarming rate of all the brothers and sisters. Either way, man, we good money. I'm feeling good. Health is great. And in a real eerie way, I feel like I'm supposed to be here. I've been uplifting people, talking to people, building with people, helping people, their families with their credit to help them towards their commissaries. And I feel good, man. I'm man, just to embrace what people allowing me to help them. And people being so welcoming. I didn't really expect to get that in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? So shit is kind of wild, you heard? But, you know, a subtle blessing in disguise. But I will be home sooner than people anticipate. Thank goodness to my amazing defense team. And that amazing agreement that we put together. Yeah, it's bittersweet. I had to sit down, but thank goodness, man. I had the bag that really had people in my corner that had the ability to still good. Definitely still get your budget restoration, get your money up. I'm still able to participate even in mentorships. I have a certain level of space and opportunity where I'm allowed to communicate with the people that I'm mentoring, and I still have a social media presence. So it's not all at loss, man. We're gonna make it happen no matter what. We won't be so tied down. I'm super highly appreciated and still truly blessed. And I thank you all for your tremendous support. I mean, all the responses and the messages for you guys and sisters that just really shown me love still. Thank you so much, man, for understanding everything. We won't cry with spilled milk, though. We lit. We all remain lit. I'm putting people in chess, cooking in hoops. Shit crazy, man. I love it, though. So thank you all. Blessings in abundance.
Yeah, so this is Mr. Polights, so-called first couple of days in the slammer. And if you listen to his account, he'd be doing pretty good, obviously, right? I mean, that's what it sounds like. Almost like nothing's really changed. Let's hear it again.
People that are over the age 50 makes up almost half the population of people incarcerated with releases based on my optics. And I would say that that's kind of wild. But it gives me more clarity on the street. When we see the young brothers and sisters wilding, we say where they OGs at. Well, the young brothers and sisters wilding on the outside because they OGs is over here incarcerated.
Okay, this is funny. So the OGs are up in here incarcerated, and that's why the youngins outside, And we've heard this going back to the 90s. You know what I mean? To the late 80s to the 90s, right? Removing the old, removing the previous generation of OGs, quote unquote, from the street, right? And that created some of the chaos in the street, along with, going along the drug introduction of, more drugs and guns into the street, things like that. But, what's interesting is that, he make it sound like his transition is so fluid, like he understands it so well, like, is he talking about himself as one of the OGs? I'm not too sure. Like, is that what it is? Like, remove him off the street and the young people aren't going to do well because, I don't know, man. Here.
I'm talking gray hair gang. I swear it feels like almost half the people I'm incarcerated with are 50 years and older. There are a bunch of young people here, their faces, how they go, but I mean, damn, it's just a alarming rate of all the brothers and sisters. Either way, man, we good money. I'm feeling good. Health is great. And in a real eerie way, I feel like I'm supposed to be here. I've been uplifting people, talking to people, building with people, helping people and their families with their credit to help them towards their commissaries.
This is just a couple days in. I mean, he's helping people with their commissary. He's helping people with their credit. This Justin, I mean, he's still not even he's in the first place. I think he's in the first place where you go. Waiting. Don't it take like a month or something before hold on, maybe it's a week and then they send you to another main area where you wait and you get your you get categorized and then you move to a specific building, right? Sector of the prison. But he make it sound like he hit the ground rolling and he's helping people with their commissary.
I feel good, man. I'm just the embrace of people allowing me to help them and people being so welcoming. I didn't really expect to get that in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? So shit is kind of wild, you heard? A subtle blessing in disguise, but I will be home sooner than people anticipate. Thank goodness.
Okay, he will be home earlier than what people anticipated. I mean, okay, but how's that possible? Because he took a plea. Everything's in the plea. Everything is inside of the plea. To change any of that is within the plea, it takes the judge and the prosecutor to do it. So I'm not quite sure what that means, but to me it sounds like more. Yeah, peace to the gods, David. Oh yes, and let me shout out everybody. Lioness Swan, welcome, sister. Texas Bama. Yeah. He's mostly around 50 plus year old men. Sounds to me like he's in PC amongst the other pedophiles that have been there for 15 years already. Possibly, Dave, good behavior. Dave, I don't think it's possible, brother. You got to do 80% of his time. That's what they doing down there. It's in the plea. I mean, that's what taking a plea does. It kind of makes it more finite, your agreement in a sense, but yeah. Andrea Burnett, hey sister. Hey, Tar, what's up, bro? You here? Okay, you listening in. Yeah, pop on up. Also, anybody that wants to give a word. Dave Ramsey, thanks for coming through. Also, brother, good to see you. All right, let's take a listen. So let's take another.
My amazing defense team and that amazing agreement that we put together. Yeah, as much as we had to sit down, but thank goodness, man, I had the back to really have people in my corner that had the ability. The rhythm was still good. Definitely still get your restoration, get your money up. I'm still able to participate even in mentorships.
Okay, he's saying he's still able to participate in mentorships. Okay, interesting. He's still, to participate over the phone like this. I have
a certain level of space and opportunity where I'm allowed to communicate with the people that I'm mentoring. And I still have a social media presence. So,
hey, Nikki, Nikki Willie, what's up, sister? Hey, he's still able. In case you didn't hear that, he's still able to have a social media presence. You know, his team is still intact. He's able to do the mentorship from the prison via telephone.
Now at loss, man, we're gonna make it happen no matter what. We won't be so tied down. I'm super highly appreciative and still truly blessed. And I thank you all for your tremendous support. I'm getting all the responses and the messages for you guys and sisters that just really showing me love still. Thank you so much, man, for understanding everything.
Thank you so much for understanding everything to his supporters. That they understand everything.
I was still milk though. We lit. We all remain lit. I'm putting people in chess, cooking in hoops. Shit crazy, man. I love it though. So thank you all. Blessings in abundance.
Yeah, okay. It's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, I think it's all cap, personally. You know, I'm not one to just simply believe, I don't know. I mean, I know dudes has been in there for a minute, been in the pen. It's cats coming out of the pen all the time. Most, because I'm from DC, most of the cats I know, they in the feds or they come out of the feds. But some of them been in state pen, different around the country, traveling around or whatever. They get caught up somewhere, Maryland, Florida, maybe, different places. But to me, I haven't heard. To me, it sounds like there's no downside to prison yet. I haven't heard no downside yet. Let me see here. Let's play this back. Ain't gonna lie, dude had me fooled for years. I mean, yo, brother, don't blame yourself. Don't knock yourself so hard. I mean, this is something a lot of people wrapping their heads around. And also, I think, one of the conversations we've been having over here is that it's not necessarily good people's fault that they believe in other people or want to believe in others from our community. That's not a bad thing. Wanting to believe from others in your own community is not a bad thing. The bad thing is when we have jokers taking advantage of that belief that we're supposed to have, that desire to want to believe that we're supposed to have. That's what makes people whole, And so you ain't do nothing wrong there, man. Don't knock yourself. I mean, and you're a better man for admitting it too, by the way, Dave Ramsey's, because a lot of people, you can see they still don't want to admit it. They still look at it's like sometimes you just meet a scammer or a bloodsucker from your own community. I mean, we have those too. And sometimes our people don't want to admit it, man. But you better off for a minute too. I tell you what, I believed in some people. Man, shit, I didn't believe, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't really believe in Sonetta, but I didn't really believe anything that bad about him. I never really checked him. I never really followed. The only time I followed him is when he was interviewing people like maybe Seti, Sarasut Seti. Outside of the rest of that stuff, I didn't necessarily follow. I'm gonna be honest with you, just because, my background is more like, Runoko Rashidi, Ashraf Kwesi, Dr. Ben, this kind of stuff. And also my age. I didn't need YouTube. I was already affiliate. I already was I already was exposed to a lot of the older, the elders before YouTube even existed. So, but about, I took a break from YouTube years ago, maybe 10 years ago almost, 2000, literally like 2013. I was off of YouTube. I was off even before that, slightly before that. But when I came back on YouTube in 2023, like this year, really, this year, I came back on. I was like, let me see what's going on here. And then I saw, I started poking around and looking at different things. And I started learning that people was starting to have this conversation about POLIGHT, and that's how I found out about POLIGHT and what was going on. And then I was like, you know what? Let me look up this homeboy Shaka and Dugu Komet and see if he's around. I looked around at a couple platforms. I wasn't really feeling it. I mean, some of them were cool, but the good one for you is not necessarily just one that's alright, right? And so there was many that was alright. But then I looked up Shaka, and because I remember Shaka from years before, from a decade before, and I was like, damn, dude is still online. And that's when I was able to really, really catch up on what was going on. And so you're not the only one, long story short, Dave, that believe in people. There's nothing wrong with that, believing in our community members. And all of them didn't take advantage of their communities. But this is a case where one did. So let's review this audio one more time. See what it do.
Age 50 makes up almost half the population of the people incarcerated with at least based on my optics. And I would say that that's kind of wild, but it gives me more clarity on the street. When we see the young brothers and sisters wilding, we say where the OGs at. Well, the young brothers and sisters are wilding on the outside, because the OGs is over here incarcerated. I'm talking gray hair gang. I swear it feels like almost half the people I'm incarcerated with are 50 years and older. There are a bunch of young people here, 10 faces, how that go, but I mean, damn, it's just a alarming rate of all the brothers and sisters. Either way, man, we good money. I'm feeling good. Health is great. And in a real eerie way, I feel like I'm supposed to be in here. I've been uplifting people, talking to people, dealing with people, helping people, their families with their credit to help them towards their commissaries. And I feel good, man. I'm just to embrace what people are allowing me to help them. And people being so welcoming, I didn't really expect to get that in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? So shit is kind of wild, you heard? Well, a subtle blessing in disguise, but I will be home sooner than people anticipate. Thank goodness to my amazing defense team and that amazing agreement that we put together. Yeah, it's been sweet. I had to sit down, but thank goodness, man. I had the bag to really have people in my corner that had the ability to really still good. Definitely still get your vision restoration, get your money up. I'm still able to participate even in mentorships. Have a certain level of space and opportunity where I'm allowed to communicate with the people that I'm mentoring, and I still have a social media presence. So it's not all at loss, man. We're gonna make it happen no matter what. We won't be so not down. I'm super highly appreciated and still truly blessed. And I thank you all for your tremendous support. I'm getting all the responses and the messages for you guys and sisters that just really shown me love still. Thank you so much, man, for understanding everything. We won't cry with spilled milk. They'll be lit. We all remain lit. I'm putting people in chess, cooking in hoops. Shit crazy, man. I love it, though. So thank you all. Blessings in abundance.
Okay, what's up, Hood Therapy? Okay, let me ask also a question. Anybody that's been scammed by POLIGHT, yeah, feel free to hop up on the panel, or if you have any stories about that. Yeah, the audio, to me, this audio, yeah, from my knowledge, it's going to take about 30 days for us to really start getting some messages we can rely on. It does take time to get placed inside of the prison system. You're not in your final days. What is it? Today's the 13th and the 6th. He's been there 1 week, so he hasn't been assigned yet. It takes time. You got to be psychologically. You got to have a psychological evaluation, and among other things. So I think it's about a week. So he might be in that second phase before where they give, where they planning, and that might take a month, I think, where you get all these series of things done on you before they assign you your permanent place, where they send you. And then that third spot, there's like 2 or 3 different 4 possibilities maybe of where you will be. But he's in the second stage. The third stage, it will be 2 or 3, maybe 4 possibilities of where you will be. I believe that's how it works, right? I don't think he's gotten I think he's just in stage 2. And so, hey, what's up, Shaka? Bless. And in this stage, I believe you may not, people may not even know the full details of his paperwork, you see. But from what I heard in Florida, that paperwork is definitely going to matter. And that non people that are not sexual deviants, that aren't in prison for committing heinous acts like rape, or rape against kids, rape against anybody, the ones that aren't in prison for that, they pretty much not going to want to rock with that. That's what I've been hearing, and I've been hearing that's the same for Florida. But having said that, there's another interesting aspect, and that is, people are wondering. I think this second stage where they assign you, where they look at your paperwork, and look at your charges, and then they decide, then they try to find you a spot where you can fit, where you're supposed to go. Now, if you're charged and convicted of lewd and lascivious acts towards a minor or an adult for that matter, they already know where you're going to go. Pretty much, they already know where you're going to go. But the question with POLIGHT, from what I'm hearing, and tell me if I'm wrong, feel free to put something in the chat or hop up. From what I'm hearing, now it's going to be interesting, because since the outright charges were not those charges, lewd and lascivious acts, they're not, even though the details are. It's going to be curious to figure out where they send him, because from what I've been hearing, if they send him to a non-sexual predator space, he's going to be in danger. That's what I'm hearing, So yeah, let's see here. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. So let me pull this also out off of the screen real quick so we can read some of these comments. He has been there for 5 minutes, and he is already one of the trustees. Well, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can believe it if you want to believe it. But I got to tell you, I don't at all. I don't believe in miracles. Let's see. The inmates got access to internet and YouTube. Exactly. I mean, they got access to it today. They pretty much know. But in stage 1, in stage 2, they have more guard protection at that point. It's the final destination. It's the placement where you get placed. That is going to be the question, because obviously it depends on which one you're going to, which penitentiary in Florida you're going to. Some might, but the question is where they place you, and then you got to determine how much guards are there per inmate, and how the guards work. I mean, from what I'm hearing, it's not all the same. So, So in any case, but I hear it's basically almost you may as well, from what I'm hearing, you may as well get it out of your mind that he's not going to be assaulted, essentially, somehow, some way, it's just a normal thing that occurs apparently. Like, so, yeah. Let me see what else here. Let's see. What's up, Tog? Yeah. Peace to you, bro. The charges are felony child abuse, raping of a minor under age 16. I mean, Yeah, brother. Yeah. Is it going to get him? You know, is it going to get him in the sexual predator out? What do they call it? Outdealing, or what is that in English? Section. Yeah, is it going to get him there? And even there, it's not like sexual predators are not beating people up and raping people in prison. They have a hierarchy in that place. And but then the other element is that from what I hear, the mere fact that it's Florida, and there was some rumors put out. There was some rumors put out by Whack 100. Who knows if it's true? I don't know if it's true, but Whack 100 definitely said it. He said that they were Zopound was looking for Polight. Apparently, they're saying that he owes money, and that's their backyard. Florida is the Zopound's backyard. So one would think that the Florida prison system would be highly populated by Zopound people. So then the other interesting thing that I heard is that I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm being xenophobic or anything, but I also heard in Florida there's a higher percentage of Hispanics, and that obviously that would be reflected in the sexual deviant department also, like in the section for sexual deviant, that there would be more of they would be more reflected in that sector of the prison system. So any case, let me roll this one more time over just for folks who just got here.
The age 50 makes up almost half the population of people incarcerated with at least based on my optics. And I would say that that's kind of wild. But it gives me more clarity on the street. When we see the young brothers and sisters wilding, we say where they OGs at. Well, the young brothers and sisters wilding on the outside, because they OGs is over here incarcerated. I'm talking gray hair gang. I swear it feels like almost half the people I'm incarcerated with are 50 years and older. There are a bunch of young people here, dead faces, you know how that go, but I mean, damn, there's a alarming rate of all the brothers and sisters. Either way, man, we good money. I'm feeling good. Health is great. And in a real eerie way, I feel like I'm supposed to be here. I've been uplifting people, talking to people, building with people, helping people, their families with their credit to help them towards their commissaries. And I feel good, man. I'm just the embrace of people allowing me to help them, and people being so welcoming. I didn't really expect to get that in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? So shit is kind of wild, you heard? Well, a subtle blessing in disguise, but I will be home sooner than people anticipate. Thank goodness.
Shit, I'll be thinking if it starts off too good, it can only go down. That's what I would be thinking. Like, damn, why is this too nice right now?
My amazing defense team, and that amazing agreement that we put together. Yeah, it's bittersweet. I had to sit down, but thank goodness, man. I had the bag to really have people in my corner that had the ability to still good. Definitely still get your restoration, get your money up. I'm still able to participate even in mentorships. Have a certain level of space and opportunity where I'm allowed to communicate with the people.
Yeah, David, with their commissary, he's a commissary expert already, man.
And I'm mentoring, and I still have a social media presence. So it's not all at loss, man. We're gonna make it happen no matter what. We won't be so not down. I'm super highly appreciated and still truly blessed. And I thank you all for your tremendous support. I'm getting all the responses and the messages for you guys and sisters that just really shown me love still. Thank you so much, man, for understanding everything. We won't cry with spilled milk, they'll be lit. We all remain lit. I'm putting people in chess, cooking in hoops. Shit crazy, man. I love it though. So thank you all. Blessings and abundance.
Yeah. I don't know did y'all catch this part where he says he's getting out sooner than expected. Getting out sooner than I wonder who that is. That a message to somebody? Like, is that designed to make people be like, oh no, he's going to get out? So, people that are like thinking he's not here, so let's make our moves, let's plan. Is who's that message to? I mean, what y'all think about that message? The idea that he's getting out earlier than expected. Do you think that's possible? Do you think that's possible? So why he's so tough now? He was a church mouse in front of the judge. Yeah, he wouldn't know after that, after a week. You know, yeah, exactly. That's so weird. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Like, how you know that fast? He's getting out sooner. He's getting out sooner than expected, right? I mean, and I'm curious, who do you think that? Do you think that's like a that's a message to, not just the public, but to anybody in particular? Like, who's that? Is it a message to just everybody or anybody in particular? Yeah, he's getting out earlier than expected. Someone will pack him out. Yeah, I don't think so, unless he sends dozens to the pen. I mean, getting out sooner than expected. I call that cap. I call cap on that one. I don't see how he's going to do that when he took a plea. A plea, you don't get a chance to what do you call that? When you get convicted, you can ask the judge for another hearing, an appeal. He don't have right to appeal on this, and any change got to go through the judge and the state prosecutor. So he's too much of a screw up, and he's going to violate his probation. He's not going anywhere. Do you take that comment as a threat? Like, I'm getting out sooner than previously known or expected. Is that a threat, you think? What's up, Divinely Inspired? Peace to you, bro. In the chat. Yes. Well, yo, let me put down in case anybody want to hop up too. I got about an hour and 15 minutes to roll on this, to roll further. Let's see here. Just so y'all know, if his plea entails on everyone, then he might get a little leeway. Huh? What you mean by that? Okay, you believe if he snitches, he might get somewhere. He might. I don't know, bro. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know that. I'm not an attorney and a judge, prosecutor, anything like. I'm not even a criminal. I've never been. The two. Let me see. 1, 2, 3 times I had to go. I had some charges, and all times I pleaded innocent. And the two times they was looking like they wanted to go to trial, but then I guess when they saw I was going to go to trial, they dropped them. And then, but one, I could have sued the ass. One was like, one time they planted something on me in my homie's car, and I'm in his car with him. It was some bullshit out in Maryland. Yeah, one time I was with my homie, from DC, and we took a ride out to Maryland to a girl's birthday party. She kept calling, and so eventually I was like, all right, let's go out there. So my homie had his whip, and we drove out there to Maryland, not far outside, just right across the line, pretty much, a little bit ways out. I forget exactly where it was, and so we went out there, had a couple drinks. With the sister. It was a little house party and things like that. And when we was driving back, just before we got on the little highway back to DC, the Maryland police stopped us. And they saw the DC tags and all of that shit. But long story short, we had a bottle in the car, because it's like a custom to not, when you open a bottle, to not drink it. It's a Caribbean custom to not drink it lower than the seal, than the seal on the bottle. And so we had that in the car, right? And but we wasn't drinking it or anything like that. But in any case, the police came. We was asking for why they stop us, and they got the ID, and then you know, and then they wanted us to get out and blah, 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 all of this bullshit. They wouldn't tell us why. So they smashed the windows and really pretty much jacked us up. And so we had to go to fight that. But, you know, since they only found that bottle and they couldn't get they didn't have any liquor in the system really because some time had passed, they tried to plant some drugs on us. So, yeah, I had to fight that shit and they dropped it eventually. But Shaka, what's up, bro? You here?
Yeah,
Can
what's
you
up,
hear
brother? How you doing?
me? Yeah. Good, man. Good, bro. How you
Yeah,
feeling today, man?
chilling, man. Just listening. Just found out that you were live, so like,
Okay, right.
let me check this out.
Yeah, did you hear any of Polite's comments on that phone conversation?
Yeah, I've heard the excerpt you just played recently,
Hmm.
and I heard indeed what he said is gonna come out soon.
Hmm.
But I did not really understand too much the other stuff he was saying. Like he was talking about OGs, and I don't know if he said he has access to social media or something like that. But
Yeah, he did.
yeah,
He said,
yeah.
well, he said his social media is still intact. It sounded like a lot of a commercial to some extent. Like he was trying to make it sound like it's business as usual.
Business as usual. Nothing changes.
Yeah, I can still help you with your credit restoration from here.
Yeah,
Social
send the
media.
$2,000.
Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised he didn't say that. Here's the email. Don't use the other email. Use this email now. What the fuck? So, but yeah, he sound like he's, yeah, man. He's having a good first week, apparently. Yeah. Look at Andrea. He's in the real toughest environment now. He has to come. Yeah. You hear that, Sonetta? He's in the toughest environment, the real toughest environment. Damn. Yeah, but what you think about the fact that he even released a tape to the public? Because this is not even to his own wives and kids. This is not a personal call. This was really like a commercial, right?
Well, probably he spoke to one of his lady, and then he's like, okay, now you just record this, like this for the people, because the time on the phone in prison is limited, and yeah, that's obviously some proper penitentiary phone, because you ain't gonna use a burner phone to say, hey, what's up, and then have it online. You're just telling on yourself in this case. So yeah, I don't think much of it. He's just trying to act like everything is all good, you know what I'm saying, hoping that he would get some gullible people to continue sending money and all that, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. And knowing that he's an alleged scammer to the highest degree, we wouldn't be able to believe this one. I mean, because he talks always confidently. I mean, he lied. He lied on his last video that was produced or distributed through his Instagram. I mean, he capped in there. So why would we have any reason to believe he's not capping now again?
Well, indeed, he ain't gonna say, that 3-4 dudes, like made him feel the real. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna say, like,
Yeah,
would he
he's
say? Would he say, okay,
jail.
they punish me for what I did? You know what I'm saying? And you know how it goes. So can't expect him to go in details and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. But but divinely inspired. He pointed out something that's real. He's in jail. He's not in prison yet. It takes about a month to get a. I mean, I don't know exactly how long. Now, don't get me wrong, but I know it ain't a damn week. You don't just boom, I'm guilty. Here you go, Your Honor, and then get to your final destination, your bunk, your bed. It don't work that way. They have to process you, and the processing has something to do with your physical health, your mental health, your charges, them making space and room in advance. It's not just overnight. It takes some time. So this is a jail call. In other words, I don't know if you know what that's like, Shaka, because since you're not American, you don't know what the American prisons how it works, do you?
Not that well, no.
You get arrested. What happens is that, let's say you're outside and you're fighting or something, or you're shooting, whichever one, fighting or shooting or anything, domestic violence, anything, stealing, any type of thing. The police come pick you up, lock you up, put the handcuffs on you. They take you downtown to the precinct. and then you get a chance to either bail out or they send you to the jail. And the jail is just still, that's not prison. You haven't been convicted yet. That's just your waiting spot. You wait to either become convicted or to be released, like, to go to trial or to, if for some reason you couldn't raise your bail money on time, you might raise it a little bit later. So you go to jail. So that's like the middle ground. And in that middle ground, even if you're convicted, you still go to the middle ground until they find you your permanent place. You see what I mean? So it's kind of like three stages to that. Let me see here. I swear HOK deserve a RICO. I mean, yo, brother, they're going to Yo, Dave, you been in prison? Have you been in prison before, Dave? If you don't mind, don't worry about it. I understand it's also private. So, given the conversation, I just thought I'd ask you that. And I had a homeboy up here. He's been in the feds, so he spoke on the channel a few times, man. So, I know a lot of cats. They turn their life around. That's just how it is. Shit happen, Shit, I could have been one, to be honest with you. The lies he tell, he's a habitual liar. No, he's not a habitual liar. He's a habitual liar. That's what Frankie said. He's a habitual liar. Yeah. Yes, Vanessa. Yes, he's correct. You're correct. What's up, David? How you doing, bro?
Guys, hell no, I ain't never had my freedom taken away.
Lucky you. I've been in jail now. I've been in jail. As far as I've been to lockup and then the jail.
Lockup. Had to fight for justice, but no, I'm undefeated in court.
Okay, all right, there you go. Yeah, I never been to prison. I'm undefeated too. Gladly. That rings different.
What's up, David? How you doing, brother?
Peace to everyone. Yes, there you go, Storm right there. What's up, Storm?
I'm gonna be having fashion shows with headscarves in jail.
Well, Dave Ramsey said he's done. They're gonna milk. I mean, that's what I heard too. My homeboy told me, they're gonna play with him like a cat play with a mouse. They're gonna extort. This is what he said. They're gonna extort, and if they can't get no more, I mean, this is in the feds, and if they can't get no more out of you, then they're gonna do you in at the end. But the state, I don't know how different the state pen is either, man. But I know you're gonna be. I don't see how you're going to get around coughing up some dough, paying for, and that may not be the situation you want to be in anyway, where you got somebody pressing you. That's not a good sign, but we'll see.
It's no country for chomos. That's why Epstein had the island.
Yeah, here you go. Okay, We Are Legends said this. Okay, he is awaiting processing to prison. You stay in county jail. If your sentence is 24 months or less or waiting. Right. Yeah, exactly. So he's in the county jail right now. He got a little bit of time, maybe 3 more weeks before we hear more, I think, where he's finally going. Let's see here. Who else in Andre? He's in purgatory waiting for his hell cell. I mean, he sounds very confident, by the way. I have to say that, very confident. How that pans out in reality, I have no clue, but I don't believe it will pan out. It's safe bet that everyone in prison heard the mother's word. No light is in. Absolutely. And you know what? His attorney fought to not have that be public. Can you believe that? Or at least not on YouTube. Or at least not on Zoom. They wanted to shut the Zoom down. You remember that? They actually asked to shut the Zoom down. And they was probably like, V. Bennett is on the Zoom, man, and he's broadcasting to YouTube. And they were right. They were right.
I think they asked for that the last time also, when they had what is it called again? The sidebar.
Oh, right.
But you said he sounded confident. Yeah, you said he sounded confident. His lawyer sounded confident at first, saying, not guilty. You know what I'm saying? And Frankie sounded confident too. I know some stuff you guys don't know. So he can sound all as confident as he wants, doesn't make much difference. You know what I'm
saying? What's up, Fight Doctor? Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. They sound. I have to admit, he sound confident. Polite sounds confident. Yes, but in a narcissistic kind of way, though. That doesn't always pan out. Shout out to Shaka. Yeah, brother Shaka is up here too. The Latinos are going to touch him really good when they find out the 14-year-old girl and her mother are Latinas too. Ooh. Wow. I didn't know she was Latina. Oh, I mean, how would I know?
I thought you knew.
So, I mean, well, what is it?
You can tell by her, by the last name, but obviously I ain't gonna say the last name.
Yeah, she in Florida. The Cubans gonna get him.
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't know if she's black Latina or what, you know what I mean, or just Latina. It's hard to know. I just thought she was a sister, so that's how I looked at it. But
our Cuban brothers is gonna get him.
Yeah, I think they're going. Yeah, man. I mean, I put it to you like this: I'd be scared for my life, flat out. I'd be scared for my life, man. I wouldn't want to be in that situation at all. Shout out to brother Divinely Inspired. Yep. In fact, if there was ever a situation where I would ponder ending it, it would probably be that, because I couldn't see myself. When you've done something so wrong to someone else, what's the point in even fighting? You know what I mean? When you fight, when you have the steam to fight for your life, it's when you don't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, it's when your crime is not that bad, that you haven't hurt any women or kids or things like that. But when it's kind of like that changes, it kind of changes how you feel, how you react, I think. And, yeah, man.
Survival instinct, brother. Survival instinct.
Look at Jeffrey, what's his name? Jeffrey
Dahmer.
Jeffrey Epstein. Sorry. No, man, Jeffrey Epstein, that hung himself. I mean, people say that it was Hillary Clinton, but think about it. He's on his way to prison. He's in New York.
Epstein was worse. Was worse than Polite.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Epstein, it's rape of multiple children. You understand what I'm saying? And plus his affiliation with all these very important people.
I was a pedo kingpin.
Come again?
I was saying Epstein, he was a pedo kingpin. He was a man that
very powerful people.
Put them in places and
and maybe
never got the names for them.
Some people say that he was killed. I don't know, but maybe he thought about his family. Maybe he figured, I might as well do it my way rather than somebody else do it. Who knows? But
I mean, go ahead, Shaka. Sorry.
No, it's okay. So go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, Divinely Inspired. Who had threats against him? I'm just curious about it. Go ahead, Shaka. Go ahead.
Oh, well, didn't his lawyer say something to that effect? Because
oh, right, that's true in the court, right?
Yeah, apparently at the beginning, but I couldn't hear everything his lawyer was saying. But they were talking about, he's like he's around, he's coming up or whatever. But I forgot if the lawyer mentioned the word threat or something like that. But
Hey, Divinely Inspired, what's up, bro?
Good to see you.
Di.
Peace
to the chat.
Yeah,
peace.
So far, it's good. I mean, it's all good, man. I mean, this dude, man, he had threats. The lawyer said he had threats against him or what have you, and rightfully so. Look what he did, And he's gonna make that stupid ass video, and his girlfriend, whatever, released it. Saying that, they dropped the sexual charge. No, they didn't. You got slammed under the Jerry Rice Act charge. So Jimmy Rice Act.
Jimmy Rice, yeah.
So the thing is that, and then you have to take, the MDSO program too. Man, you bugging, man. You know. And now he's got that phone call. It's all cap, man. You see how quiet that shit is?
You know, he might be doing himself in because
he's done.
Yes, because I could imagine cats. The first thing they think is like, they're going to let you present yourself. But if you are a chomo and you're trying to present yourself like you're a cool dude, it's going to be cats sitting back knowing that already, looking like, there, look at him. He trying to pretend like he
and right. And see what's so crazy is he wants to, somehow align himself with whatever, but Crips need that respect in prison, man. They're gonna ride with no chomo. That's not gonna happen. It can't happen.
That's not happen. Yeah.
At best, they're gonna extort him, but yeah, it can happen, man. To their reputation, I don't want to speak. I'm not a Crip or anything, but if I were, I couldn't be associated with this dude, man. Hell no.
No.
Mm-hmm. But see, the thing is that he has no remorse, and you can see what he said. He was helping people with their credit inside the prison. He's probably in there by himself. He's probably in a very secluded, area, whatever, within that jail.
Yeah, exactly.
Yard, wherever he's going.
Yeah, man. He's not. Yeah, exactly. He
better do it. Better check in immediately, man.
Or check out. He better run. He gotta check. He can't go with general population. He can't go to. Yeah, he won't be safe there.
He better smear shit on his face every single day to stay from anybody coming near him.
Okay.
And maybe that phone call is pre-recorded. Maybe that's before he went to jail. And he's acting like, let me pretend I'm in prison. I mean, how do we know he really it's really recorded from prison or jail?
Right. We don't know.
We don't know. You get a phone. I mean, you get a phone call, but but it just makes his whatever it is, Chaka. I'm gonna tell you right now, it makes him look worse. If it was pre-recorded, or what have you, or recorded straight from the jail, it makes him look worse. And that white kid, the truth, is a scumbag, man. He's a degenerate too, man. I gotta say that.
Right. Right. Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Straight capping for this dude, man. And then IKIESHE SHABAZZ, she did a live, and she's like, "Hey, YK, where are you? You trying to say that I don't know what I'm talking about? You see all these degrees?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So he didn't show up at the live either, and he got thoroughly embarrassed and good because he's a degenerate. And the other king of all degenerates, Popus, man, he played like a video clip of this guy talking,
Mm-hmm.
So Sai doesn't give a shit about no victim, no nothing. Still,
no,
man. I just pray that everyone gets to go where they need to go, man, for real. And Polight's where he needs to be right now.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Filthy Frankie can go where he needs to go too.
Yeah, I hope they prosecute. I hope the feds get a hold of these scams, this fraud, and prosecute some of those alleged frauds. Because obviously they're not all alleged, by the way. Because well, I don't know what it's called when you are called out and an attorney reaches out to you and you return the money. I guess that's resolved some way, but there's a lot of other cases that there was no resolution and no action on or anything. No, not in the criminal world or the civil world, and I don't even know if these cases that she handled really were in a civil court or if they were just handled civilly outside of a court, through a one-on-one agreement. But you just said something, and you're right. She did just make another response, right? Because Y2K, or what's his name? What'd you say? Who?
YK the Truth.
YK the Truth. These jokers, man, we actually commented on them. And hey, Daquan, let me see your face, bro, real quick. Just so I know it's you, because we don't be trying to have no, right now it's people trying to hop up. Does your camera work, Daquan? Yeah, I'm gonna let him respond to that in a minute. Yeah, just show your face, Daquan. Then I'm gonna let you up. Let me see here. But IKEA SHABAZZ, she did respond to that. And oh, let me see something here. Something in the private chat. Sorry about that. I plan on buying one in a few weeks. I don't have a webcam. You can't hop up with your phone, bro? You don't have a phone or what? You know, because how do I do that? Just on your mobile phone on YouTube. If you got YouTube on your mobile phone, then just hop up from there, and then it will let you on. It should work with your phone camera. Yeah. Sorry about that. No inconvenience, but yeah. Okay, bro. Thank you for that. Yeah, because I don't want anybody thinking that we don't want them up, but it's just we got to keep it 100 for some of these jokers that be trying to hop up and make comments without nobody knowing who they are and blah blah, you know. But but IKEA SHABAZZ, she did. She responded to that. Should we go into that right now, brother?
Yeah, let's do it, man, because let's show people what kind of scumbag this YK the truth is, man.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. We actually did some commentary to his initial comments, but you know, this guy's such a joker, man. Let's see here.
But I'm sorry, brother.
Go ahead. What you talking about? Go ahead. Go ahead.
So what's so crazy is he's another HOK affiliate, man. You know, and if you go through, like, if you can still see, like, under certain some of these videos that Filthy Frankie just put out, right? Look at the comments, man. If you look at the comments, man, some of the people, some of his viewers, man, are just straight up and down weirdos, man.
Yeah, he is truly the environment. He is the culture of. He has created that, and his programming, his viewers, the comments are truly a representation of what IKEA SHABAZZ was saying. He creating a culture of complicity.
Yes.
Yeah. And what's the exact term that she used? Acceptance. Yeah, culture of acceptance. I just say complicity because that's maybe a step further, but culture of acceptance is what she said. And if you look at those comments, it's just like, and on his panels too, you know, it's just, oh man. And for some strange reason, the whole world is watching him and he don't even see it. He's still trying to pretend like she's wrong. She wasn't talking to him. I mean, has he even directly responded to her because she called his name out? Has he even directly responded to her?
I don't know, man, but he sure didn't that night. You know, and
he made a video about her.
He did?
He mentioned her name?
Oh yeah, there's her name on the video. And he made a video, like, basically, I forgot the title was like, she doesn't know what she's talking about or something like that. Yeah, it's on his channel, you know.
Well, that explains it. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's why she made that response video to him, and she said, come up on the in the chat, on the live, man. But he's nowhere to be found, man. You know. And, but see, what's so crazy is even on Facebook, No Light is one of his it's like the Manson family. One of his family is are posting these videos too, whatever, man. And I'm challenging them, man. So it's like, you see my real name and everything, and it's like, no, you're not coming. You're not getting. Nope. You still have sexual charges against you. You still have this and that. And people are like, oh, no, he can't. No, he can't do anything. He's fucked. That's it. See my friend, but he's messed up, man. All the way in the game, man. So, and then you see like responses to certain people, and it's like you'll see Michael Nowak, right? Michael Nowak, and he'll say like, "Yo, inbox me, fam." No, I ain't inboxing your pedo ass. No, whoever this is, I'm not inboxing anybody, man. Inbox me, fam. Why? So, so I give you $2,000, I get $50,000 in return. Get the hell out of here, man.
Yeah, that is crazy. Inbox me, fam. Yeah, I don't want nobody to hear how I'm gonna hustle you. So inbox me.
Inbox me, fam.
It's going to be a one-on-one session.
Straight to the FTC. How about that?
But he's not the only one. I mean, not to get off topic, but that brother Ben X, I think, or brother something like that online. He just got caught up on some kind of thing. Is it brother Ben X or something? Brother something. I'm sorry.
Ben X with the financial thing, pocket watching with JT.
Yeah, he hit me up on some crypto stuff online too. Same thing in my inbox, and I was like, man, I didn't even respond. I was just like, who is this dude think he's talking to, man? Like, I need to learn some crypto from somebody. Like, I can read. You know, like what the I reads my own cryptos.
You know,
yo. Anyway, yo.
But imagine they caught out there though. See, that's what they're throwing like stuff out in the dark, man. See who responds, and they're catching people out there with that mess, man.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I usually put a message out there to show people the message I get in my inbox, so everybody else that gets the message will know. But let's play sisters' responses here.
Hold on, brother. Just want to say one thing, please.
Yeah, okay, good.
I don't think anybody heard Santan apologizing or saying sorry or admitting that it was wrong for saying that the girl was sent. But that being said, there's another cat as well. People were saying, okay, his channel should be flagged because he had a picture of a girl, and people thought that he was the victim, that he was Polight's victim. Now that guy is not anonymous or unidentified. You know, we see his face, and he kept saying that Polight's gonna get off, and he even came on my power one day, and then Ching Ching said, "Man, get him out of here." You know what I'm saying? So I kicked him out. So that guy, he must really be looking like a damn fool as well. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but he made a few videos and he kept saying that Polight will walk free. So go ahead, VP.
Oh yeah, there's loads of. I'm sorry, but man, this really exposes. Well, what I'm gonna tell you one thing right here. I'm gonna tell you, the best comment I've seen today is. Let me see here. Where's this comment from? A brother who came in early. And he's probably still listening. Let me see. Here it is right here. It was look at this. I ain't gonna lie, dude had me fooled for years. Listen, this is the best comment all day because you know what? He at least admitted because he's not alone. A lot of people were fooled. And I understand why, because me too. I could have been fooled. I didn't think dude was that bad in the beginning, obviously, but I never was a follower of. I'm very conservative, so my if you want to talk about my history, background, how I approach things, it's more like Ivan Van Sertima, John Henry Clark, men of those likes, Dr. Ben, you could say, these kind of fellows, they're more conservative, what I'm saying, about their African scholar, history and scholarship. So I never really liked the kind of like Polight thing or Dr. York thing. It just never really washed with me, even though I read a few one Dr. York book, and I just was like, there it is, never again. but anybody could be fooled because after all, sister here, actually IKIESHE SHABAZZ, she described it so well. I mean, we're yearning. She didn't say this, but we're hurt people, and we're yearning to believe in ourselves. We're yearning to have we have a deep desire to work things out. In other words, I'll put it to you that way. With ourselves, and part of that is us doing for self, believing in self. And these guys just rob us of that opportunity, man. They just rob us of that, so it's nothing wrong with us wanting to believe. It's something wrong with them taking us for granted for it. You know what I'm saying? Peace to enter the crisis. Yeah. Okay. Any other comment here? Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, one more comment. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, they do it under the guise of pro-blackness, man. And that's what makes it even worse, man. They're coming in, like the proverbial sheep, wolf in sheep's clothing,
Well, yeah. And look, but just like Ramsey said, Dave Ramsey said, he said, I'm not gonna lie, I got fooled. He could clearly admit that. But look at how many people been shown to have been fooled publicly and still can't admit it.
Yeah.
And still go back capping. Like one day they get called out and they fooled, and then they go back and get fooled again, and then they go back and it's like, when is it going to stop? I mean, you only need to realize you've been fooled once and just let it be at that, but there's people that just still can't figure it out. So, okay, let's read premedication versus ratchetication. Oh my God. Okay. This is too much of a narcissist, sociopath, sexual psychopath to be reformed. I agree. Brother or sister. He has basically already broken the law before he even went in. Yeah, I agree again. He'll probably break another law and get more time. Hey, it looks like it. I agree. And he may have already done that, if you're referring to those videos, the phone conversation, or anything else, So we're going to find out. But let's hear what this sister has to say here. I did hear this a part of it earlier. So
just the plea. Oh, just a fucking plea. I don't know where the fuck. You know what? This fucking dog. All right.
Michael Eugene Note Jr., August 10th, 1983.
All right, thank you. You were originally charged under case number following charge lewd and lascivious molestation on a child. A second is punishable by up to 15 years state prison. Count 2 was lewd and lascivious molestation on a child, 12 to 16 years, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison. Lewd and lascivious conduct on a child under 16 by a defendant 18 or over, a second-degree felony. Count 4, lewd and lascivious exhibition on a child under 16 years, defendant over 18, 15 years state prison, and contributing to the dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to.
Yeah, it's her internet is a little twitching, but it's going to smooth out.
1 year in jail, and then count 6.
Right? The lewd and lascivious behavior charges, there were about 4 of those. Those were all felony counts, second degree, right? Second degree. You heard that they were punishable by up to 15 years, right? 15 years. Stay with me. Stay with me.
Them just to a first degree felony.
Because those are the old charges, right? There's a new information. Just for the purposes of this plea, they came up with new charges so that he could take this plea, right? Let's look.
The state has now filed an amended information today, charging you with the following: 3 felony, punishable by up to 30 years state prison. Count 2 is aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony, punishable by up to 30 years state prison.
So let's just stop. So you traded 4 counts of second-degree felony where you was facing 15 years to 2 counts of first-degree felony where you're facing 30 years apiece. Okay? So let's understand, because typically when someone takes a plea, they take a plea to lesser included offenses. Lesser, not greater offenses. So this was a deal that the prosecution and the came up with so that he would stay with this. I'm not taking a plea where I would have to register as a sex offender. But you're just not that bright. You're not that bright. And the prosecution, they just was a little brighter than you. So let's keep listening.
And contributing to the dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor, to plead guilty to this new information. You would be adjudicated guilty, and your sentence has been by up to 5 years state prison. The state has now filed an amended information. 2 is aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony punishable by up to 30 years state prison, and contributing to the delinquency, dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail. It is my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to this new crime. Did you have the opportunity to go over this plea agreement with your lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. I do need the defendant, because there are not initials on these pages. Let me.
Yeah, her internet is a little twitchy, but it's about to smoothen up.
Hey, no, the Brooklyn Magic, he don't want y'all to hear that he plays guilty to this nasty shit.
That you have gone over this plea agreement with your lawyer, and I want to go over it with you, not each and every aspect of it, but in terms of the plea agreement, and then we will go into the details on the contract. Go ahead.
Your Honor, the plea agreement, 10 years of reporting probation. As a condition of probation, the defendant
will. You say 10 years probation.
10 years reporting probation.
Okay.
The defendant will complete the MDSO program. The defendant will not be allowed to have unsupervised contact with children. The defendant will have specific terms regarding harm. There are additional terms of restitution, of which $5,000 has been agreed to be paid upfront within 24 hours. That monthly amount is highlighted in the written terms of this. Additionally, there will be a stay-away order from victim TS and her mother, which is also mentioned in the plea.
What is the total amount of the restitution?
The total amount of restitution is $25,000.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. All right. Okay, so Mr. Nowak, the terms of the plea agreement are as what the prosecutor just stated, that you are going to be entering a plea of guilty to the 2 counts of aggravated child abuse and 1 count of contributing to the delinquency of a minor, that it may subject you to involuntary civil commitment proceedings set forth in Florida statutes 394.910 through 394.931. Do you understand everything that I've said thus far?
Yeah.
Hell to the no, Your Honor.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, she's gonna break down the. She's gonna break down.
Sorry, my audio was choppy. I guess that's why they do that all before. The sharing is not the best, but it is what it is. What I was trying to highlight is what the judge said about the involuntary civil commitment, which is what this talk is about. Involuntary civil commitment of sexually violent offenders under statute 394.910 to 394.932. So let's look at that. All right, just go down a little bit. Health chapter. but mental health chapter, but particularly part 5 is the 394.910 through 394.93. I think the judge said 192, whatever, right? This is the part, involuntary civil commitment of sexually violent predators. This is the part what the judge said. Now, we're going to get into the problems that people are having with aggravated child abuse. Here's what what the YK guy, what you're missing. What you're missing is that the prosecutor has indicated that the aggravated child abuse with great bodily harm was motivated by sex, was motivated by your sexual gratification, by you wanting to have sexual gratification of yourself. Okay? So that's why they were like, fine, you don't want to plead to something where you're gonna have to register for a second. Fine, that's fine. We have other ways, right? And so this is the statute. So let's look at the statute because I think this is important. Sexually violent predator. I think the guy YK doesn't understand how Polight can be a sexually violent predator. So let's read the statute. Let's read the statute. Definitions under 394.92, because usually you need to figure out what the definitions mean, right? Let's go to legislative intent first. Let's see if we can go to legislative intent. Sorry, my computer's acting up today. All right, let me read you the legislative intent.
It's a damn shame that we have to be so meticulous for these dudes to get it. I mean, they don't see that a girl already been sexually assaulted. They can't figure that out. And they literally need people to come back time and time again. I mean, what is it about? They don't understand sister is an attorney. They don't understand any. It's bizarre, man. It is really bizarre. It's really bizarre.
VB, they understand. They just don't care. Yeah. I mean, it's not ignorance, man. It's they just don't give a shit, man. You know, this is their boy. You know what I mean? So anyone affiliated with that HOK shit, and they rocking with them over there, man, that's their boy. So they have to do all kinds of like subterfuge, easily debunkable subterfuge, you know, because it is stupid, you know, because anyone can Google those daggone charges and see what kind of act they fall under and everything. So, and of course,
in other words, it's the echo chamber, the HOK echo chamber. They know, but they're going to release the lies anyway.
Exactly. You know, so it's just everything points back to Filthy Frankie, man. Just crazy.
So he should, if anything, he should have had invited the sister on the show and said, "Can you please break this down? Thank you very much. You're a lawyer. You've been on this case for a while. You've been dedicated to this. You actually helped people pro bono. You know, can you help us understand what's going on here, sister? You know, anyway, let's hear it."
The legislature intends that persons who are
Say that again.
I'm sorry, he had it there before, right?
Yeah,
he's been on his
exactly.
show.
I guess he didn't like the outcome.
No.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Subject to the civil commitment procedure for sexually violent predators under this part, be subject to the procedures established in this part and not to the provisions of part 1 of this chapter. Less restrictive alternatives are not applicable to cases initiated under this part. Let's be clear. Michael Nowak's case is initiated under this part, right? So let me go back. Let's go to definitions before we understand. All right, definitions. We want to figure out if he's a sexually violent predator. So the definitions says under 9. This guy's an idiot. Let's see if I can highlight that for you. Hopefully you can see that. That is any criminal act that either at the time of sentencing for the offense or subsequently during civil commitment proceedings under this part has been determined beyond a reasonable doubt to have been sexually motivated. Or, before we go to the or, any criminal act either at the time of sentencing for the offense. Let's stop at or. Or means disjunctive, means that you don't have to read that part. It could be a different process, right? It was pronounced at your time of sentence. And I would bet money that it's in your 4-page plea agreement that you didn't want read out loud after, you tried to get people kicked off the Zoom, right? So this is how child abuse, aggravated child abuse, is any criminal act. YK, the truth, any criminal act, brother, any criminal act That would include aggravated child abuse. For at sentence, it was pronounced, right? Or let's look at the next one. Let's look at I. Any criminal offense which the state attorney refers a person to the Department of Civil Commitment Proceedings pursuant to 394-9125. So it's clear to me that this statute applies to him, right? Because this is any criminal act. You don't have to plead per se to a sex crime in order for this section, this statute, to be applicable to you. All right. So that's just one. Let's understand that he has to do his time before, and you can go through that whole section, and it gives you all of the notifications and what his recourse is and how he can demand a trial regarding the civil commitment and go through the trial process like it was any other trial, right? And that he has to be evaluated every year. I'm not going to go through the whole section. Let's look at some of the other conditions. What are the indicators that this person is a sexually violent person? No unsupervised contact with kids. Okay, that's one. Work restrictions in that you would not be able to work in certain industry where we might be wearing a uniform. A uniform, right? Because we don't want children to think that you're a safe space, right? Stay away order. You're not any contact with this person. All right, so I don't know what the question is, but here's what I do know. This person is not the brightest person in the day. So let me see. He had, I think the problem.
Hold on, VB.
Let me try to share this video.
On that.
Say that again, David.
Did she say his charges include, or his plea includes a stay away order?
Let's hear it back.
A uniform, right? Because we don't want children to think that you're a safe space, right? Stay away order.
Yep. Hold on.
We might be wearing a uniform. A uniform, right? Because we don't want children to think that you're a safe space, right? Stay away order. You're not any contact with this person. All right. So I don't know what the question is, but here's what I do know. This person is not the brightest person in the day.
That's the greatest shit I ever heard today.
He had, I think the problem, maybe let me try to share it as a video file. No, do I want to do that? Let me see something. Nothing happened. That's so whack. Oh, something did happen. I'm waiting for YK to pull up. Where is he? No, I don't have anything on the violation yet. Door of L, not yet. He did fumble the bag. Cool, red. Thank you, Knowledge TV. Hit the like button. I appreciate it. Sounds like a contractual agreement. I'm not a lawyer. It is a contract. It's a plea agreement. Absolutely. And you know what the parameters of a plea agreement is? You have to have a meeting of the minds, right? I'm sorry, Anthony. Thank you. I appreciate it. I heard things were blurring out. It happens. It be happening. What was I looking for? Hold on. Bear with me. Oh, that didn't do it, huh? Okay. I didn't save it. That's why, because I'm too smart.
I think she's about to forward to whatever his name is. Let's see here. I think it's to this.
Out and say it wasn't true. I was mad.
I don't know why
he recanted. So if he recanted his
Hold on, guys. I don't know why that's happening. I feel like I got a delay.
Statement, that means it's inadmissible. That means it's no longer valid. You can't use it, but you thirsty nigga.
Let me see if I can play that again. Hold on. Hold on. So this is YK talking about Sonetta, saying that at one point Sonetta was done with Polight, and then he recanted the fact that he was done with POLIGHT. And now the fact that he recanted, it's a statement. You can't use that statement no more because it's inadmissible. So I'm gonna see if I can try play it again. See if we can get that. Queen, this is Queen Throne. Shout out to Queen Throne. So, but it's, you know, she sped it up for time's sakes. So this is not his real voice and all that good stuff. But all right, let's go back. Let me try.
Then Sinetta comes out and say it wasn't true. I was mad. Recanted. So if he recanted his statement, that means it's inadmissible. That means it's no longer valid. You can't use it, but you thirsty niggas keep using it.
And see, whose channel is that on? Whose echo chamber is that going through? Sinetta TV. And it's total cap. It is poor journalism. And Sinetta is claiming that he's doing journalism. Look, right there. It says Sinetta TV. His face is right here.
That's that
Look,
yellow snow journalism.
A journalist is supposed to call that out. That is incorrect. That's incorrect. And if he didn't know it right then, he was supposed to call it out a day after and say, "Here, guess what? You know, so no one else have to call him out, or actually just to inform your own public that this was all cap." You know, but anybody with a halfway awake would know that that was cap. That don't make no. Who said that's inadmissible because you recant your statement? Recanted statements are admissible. It's simple. It's all usable. It just depends on how your attorney want to use it, or another attorney, a prosecutor wants to use it. You know. But anyway,
this is not his real voice and all that good stuff. But all right, let's go back. Let me try.
Then Sinetta comes out and say it wasn't true. I was mad. Recanted. So if he recanted his statement, that means it's inadmissible. That means it's no longer valid. You can't use it, but you thirsty niggas keep using
it. Wrong.
All right. I tried. But you got the point. That's your boy YK. He basically said, I don't know who the fuck YK is, but he wanted to put my name in one of his videos. So let me address it. So just off top, so that you understand something. If someone makes a statement and they recant that statement, the recanted statement does not disappear in thin air. It does not spontaneously combust. It is still admissible, YK. Let's learn something today. The rules of evidence say that if you have a statement, right, and you recant that statement now is what we call a prior inconsistent statement. And it's admissible. You know why it's admissible? It's admissible to impeach your credibility and to let people know that you changed your statement. So it is admissible. So you have no understanding of the law. Let's start there. Please do not challenge. You see this? You see behind me? That's not play. That's not for show. Those are real academic excellence. Those are real demonstrations. And I got another wall on the other side. And I'm not saying that to be braggadocious, but just to let you know that my.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right here, y'all. If you all want to check out her full video, please go to her page. Here, let me see here. Let me just put it back in the chat. I already put it in once, but let me just make sure I do it twice. And let's see here. You know, it's true. I find it insulting. I mean, you know, like she said, these are real academic achievements, certifications, you know, and for some reason, these guys, Sinetta TV, just don't want to back people up to do the work. You know, it's like, how could all of a sudden her achievements not be valid when they were valid before, but now that POLIGHT is guilty, they're not valid? You know, it doesn't make any sense. And it's sad that a sister has to explain. Let me just let her explain that finish real quick, but yeah.
Credentials are impeccable. Right now, the other thing you said was You didn't understand why I had so much hate.
Right. She's going to go into the fact that she did help some people indeed get some monies back. And and that so she knows those things to be true. She knows details of some of the cases and many more, you know. So of course you would get upset if you see how dastardly a person is, and if you verified it through them actually giving back some of the money and communicating with them, well then hey, that's what it is. But nobody should use that against the sister. I mean, any case, y'all. Yo, Jelly, what's up? Yes, Jelly's in the house. Let me drop the link here. But I'm really like as far as this thing with the sister Akia Shabazz, I'm also offended by that. Like I'm just incensed by it. How suddenly all these HOK people they dodged her, dude. They totally dodged her. Garfield went out there and claimed to be playing her tape, playing it. And I tagged him when I played the tape. I tagged him in one of my videos. Then he goes live and he claims to be playing the tape. And guess what part he totally left off? He left off the part where she ripped a new one for Sinetta, where she came down on Sinetta and HOK and talked about how she was on their asses 4 years ago, and how they were creating a culture of acceptance, right? She said that, and that's exactly the part Garfield did. He neglected to play. You see what I mean? Because he was down with that too, that culture of acceptance. You see what I'm saying? Or at least I feel like that must be what he felt. I don't know what he felt for real. Maybe he doesn't feel that way, but he was around. So why would he just skip past that part? You know, the tape, she clearly, one of the highlights of the tape is where she comes down on Sinetta, and this guy didn't even play it to his own viewers. It's like, come on, you know? Yeah, in any case, what's going on down there? What's going on? Okay, yeah, Gelly, hop on up if you want. There's the link in the chat. Let me put it down again. Brothers, so what do y'all think? What do y'all think thus far? Anybody there? Okay, maybe folks are busy.
Yeah, brother. Like,
okay.
Well, yeah, I'm cooking, man. I'm sorry.
No worries. I got it. No worries.
But yeah, I mean, it is a shame that, you know, someone who is a legal professional, you know, has to defend themselves and point out the obvious to a layman, not even a layman, someone who's actually stupid, right? And ignorant, you know.
Damn, not even a layman. A layman has a skill.
Yes, that's why I correct that.
A trade, you
that's
know.
That I said, and he's stupid, you know. But here's another thing too. Since people want to bring it up, he brought up that since Sinetta, Filthy Frankie, mentioned that what happened between him, No Light, and Renentet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he recanted. First of all, let me tell you something.
And so you shouldn't say it. It's inadmissible. It's inadmissible. Stop talking about it, brother. Stop talking about that. You took it back. But disappeared in thin air.
But exactly. But here's something else too, man. Renentet can still go to the DA and press charges.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, because that statute of limitation has been lifted, right?
Yep. I think. Yep. So
go, Renentet, go. Go, Renentet, go. Go, girl, go. Do your thing. Do for you. Do for you.
So this dude is
live your best life.
He's in super jet. I mean, he could be. Man, he ain't never coming out, man.
But do you think that comment he made was to her? It turns out I'll be getting out sooner than expected.
It could be.
Mm-hmm.
It could be some kind of sub, man. It could be.
Yeah, but that's what they always say.
because I took note of that statement. Like, why would you say that? You took a plea, dude, and you've only been in a week, and you saying already that you found out it turns out you'll be out sooner than expected. Hello? Like, that's a very odd statement to make. Like, who makes that in 1 week in? That, to me, I mean, when I'm thinking about Polight, I'm thinking about his psychology. And to me, that sounded like that statement had real purpose right at that moment, like urgency purpose. Like, because everybody in their right mind know that he ain't. He took a plea. You know what I'm saying? So who the hell could he be talking to? It's like, huh? But somebody that's really been under his grasp, maybe, right? His hold, his seize, as they call it. Anan. What did they call that in Hebrew? I don't think Renatette's around him anymore. He hasn't mentioned her name in a minute. Those folks ain't got no respect for people who have done the work and hold licenses. Pseudoscience teaches them to believe that they are superior to people who hold degrees and licenses. Yeah, I mean, they definitely don't think that it could be a sign of hard work and proving yourself. I mean, you know, like, you don't just get a degree without having to actually assert yourself to, commit yourself to some standards, you know. Common sense ain't so, yeah. Common sense ain't so common.
But VB, I got to too. Yeah. Some folks are so used to people like Filthy Frankie giving away honorary doctorates. Dr. Reggie, Dr. So-and-so, Dr. Ali Muhammad.
Right. So her real degree don't mean nothing because everybody got one.
Because everybody,
like, you know, in theory, you know, in make-believe land, everybody got one.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then when they run across a new one, what did they call that? There's a phrase that talks about that. When they run across a real attorney with the actual who went to school, law school, who got her license to practice, you know, when they run across that, then they just like don't even recognize it, what it means.
Well, yeah, right. And because they went to YouTube University and Facebook college and shit, that they think they actually know more than
Zuckerberg University.
Exactly. Exactly. Who's your professor? Dr. Phil Valentine. Get the hell out.
Laucorn High School. I went to Laucorn High School for academia. YouTube. It's like, what the hell, yeah. It's like, yeah, man. And I'm gonna be real honest with you. Actually, you could not have any degree. You could not even have a high school diploma and be smarter than a lot of these fuckheads, man. I swear. Because I mean, really, this is really bad. This is not intelligent. I mean, does intellect have anything to do with a degree? They're not even showing intellect, bro. Scamming, they're just showing scamming skills. Andrea.
Hey.
Hello. Yeah, hello.
I'm here.
Hey, Andrea.
Hey, everybody. So yes. The only thing I was confused on what she said was when she was talking about the second-degree felony charges that she said were 15 years and they were less than what he pleaded to. That's the only thing I got confused on because he had 4 of them, and each of them carried a 15-year sentence. So all 4 of them added up to the same amount that he pleaded to when he got those 2 charges with 30 years. So I was confused when she said that in the beginning because she said he pleaded to more time than he did but it was the same amount of time.
Well,
he had 4 second degree felonies that each carried a 15-year penalty. Each of those 4 felony charges.
I didn't know. I didn't believe that. Is that correct? Was it 4?
Yeah, he had 4.
Okay.
Second degree felonies. So I was confused on that one because she said he took took more years, but if each of those 4 carried a 15-year penalty, that adds up to 60 years. It's the same amount. He didn't want the molestation charges or whatever those four had listed in there. So it was equal time.
Yeah.
They just came up with two first-degree felonies that added up to 60 years compared to the 4 that he wanted to remove. That's how I understood the judge reading off the charges. Maybe I heard wrong.
I'm not sure, but I know what you mean. That part was kind of confusing, but she did say that he pled up, and that it was a plead up to avoid the language, which didn't really make any sense because it's still in the language. You know, he just didn't want those charges that sound outright like he assaulted a minor, you know, or you know, he didn't want lewd and lascivious.
Yeah.
You know,
but it was still the same amount of time as what I, still the same amount of time.
And maybe I don't. Yeah, I mean but yeah, I agree. It's just he didn't. He may have done himself a disservice. Actually, I think that's what she said too. Like in this case, the way he pled, it could be worse because he gave up the you do the program. You do the years, you know, for lewd and lascivious, then you go released to parole, right? Now instead there's a civil commitment in there, and that civil commitment changes almost everything basically, you know. Where so yeah, I think that's where he went, you know, where it went awry for him. Like the civil commitment is even worse because I think this happens before you even they can even decide if you get on parole. If you get not parole, but what is it called when he gets out? He would be
probation.
Released. Right. Even before probation, now he has that civil commitment between prison time and probation. There's a civil commitment thing. And I think I don't know. But then again, I'm not a lawyer, but I think overall,
that part I understood. I just was confused on when she was talking about he accepted more time because he only got 15 for the second-degree felonies. But that's where I was confused at because I thought the judge read 4 different counts and each of those counts carried 15 years.
Oh, I see right. I think she was reading from the initial charges, right? And then, we heard it, but I agree.
Okay.
It is difficult to hop, you know, to skip through it because it's complex. What they did was complex, which might be why a lot of people, you know, maybe didn't understand totally. But to be told by an attorney, and then you go out and you just totally defy what the attorney said, I find that just very sad, you know?
Yeah, that guy, you know, he shouldn't have done that. That's for sure. He shouldn't have done that because, you know, like I'm not an attorney either. I just was trying to make sure I heard because I went offline and I'm watching you on my phone and on my TV. So I went back to my TV to hear what she said in the beginning about those other charges. That's why I was kind of confused on that one. So
the felonies were 15 years each. Yeah, that's what they said too. The 2 new ones are 30 years each, plus the misdemeanor.
But check this out. But what could have happened was that, remember, Filthy Frankie was talking about, all he's going to do was get 4 years. Everybody knows he's going to get 4 years. I talk to the lawyer every day, blah, blah, blah. I talk to him, blah, 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 every day. So maybe he was facing 4 years, right, plea? But it came with those caveats, those he had to be listed as a sexual offender. So he said, hell no to that. I'll take 2 charges for 30 years apiece and cop out to 7 to 10.
I mean, he's taking a plea. He was taking a plea.
Yeah, either way.
But the plea, usually you plead down the charges. And if he, I also suspect that, bro. I suspect that he didn't do himself any justice there. You know, he didn't.
And what happened to you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother.
Go ahead.
But what happened to the great debater and mastermind, young phenom he's supposed to have been, right? So, you know,
there he was.
He did the same.
We got him.
Hell yeah, he did, you know, what about status correction? You can't charge me. I'm a Moor. I'm an Aboriginal.
I mean, in reality, you know, all his theories
what he was selling
put you in the slammer or broke. So basically, that's what
exactly.
All of that stuff he was talking, it got everybody broke or in prison. You know,
and what's so crazy is that when the judge said, okay, involuntary civil commitment, do you understand, you know, what that means, blah blah blah, he's like, yeah, no you don't, because you're stupid. You can be violated after they feel that you're not mentally viable enough to be out in public. Man, you can be remanded to a mental facility, man.
Yes.
See, this dude might not come back for the rest of his natural life.
Yes, that's
keep on making these videos, bro. Keep on making these phone calls where you're not repentant at all. You're not even sorry. You're not even remorseful or anything. Keep on doing it. You're sick.
That's
Keep on doing it.
That's the thing, brother. I mean, you know, and that is like, it's just a threat. All he has to do is threaten or, you know, break the plea. The plea, part of the plea is the civil commitment, and part of the civil commitment is you can't threaten you can't do numerous things. And, you know, it just, he's, I mean, in my opinion, he is sick.
Yep.
And he needs help.
Yep.
And, but as we know.
And so does, I'm sorry, brother.
No, and so does probably the people that's been with him, around him, because this kind of sickness breeds sickness. You know, it doesn't just live by itself; they have to reproduce, and you know, it has other victims. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't think it's good for him. I mean, but I believe he's sick. So, and but
it's good for him. It's good for him. Whatever he's going to get is good for him.
Yeah.
Let him be the shining example to all the other goddamn degenerates out here, man. This is what you get.
As the world turns with the many lies of POLIGHT. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
These
are the days of your degenerate ass life, man.
Yep.
For real.
Well, folks, I didn't want to keep I can't stay on too long. I don't want to keep anybody too long, but I wanted to just go to review his comments, that little tape that he produced. We can run that one more time just to remind people. Let's see here.
Mm-hmm.
See if that works.
Makes up almost half the population of the people incarcerated within based on my optics. And I would say that that's kind of wild. But he gives me more clarity on the street. When we see the young brothers and sisters wilding, we say where they OGs at. Well, young brothers and sisters wilding on the outside because they OGs is over here incarcerated. I'm talking gray hair gang. I swear it feels like almost half the people I'm incarcerated with are 50 years and older. You know, there are a bunch of young people here, dead faces, you know how that go, but I mean, damn, there's an alarming rate of all the brothers and sisters. Either way, man, we good money. I'm feeling good. Health is great. And in a real eerie way, I feel like I'm supposed to be in here. I've been uplifting people, talking to people, building with people, helping people, their families with their credit, to help them towards their commissaries. And I feel good, man. I'm just the embrace of people allowing me to help them. And people being so welcoming, I didn't really expect to get that in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? So shit is kind of wild, you heard? You know, a subtle blessing in disguise, but I will be home sooner than people anticipate. Thank goodness to my amazing.
I will be home sooner than what? Than anticipated.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
That is a very strange comment to make. And
but you know,
very curious about why he said that, you know, and what that's about. But in any case, yeah, go ahead, brother.
Well, what it is he's also shown to be mentally disordered. So he can say that he's Ronald McDonald, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna come back as Ronald McDonald. You know, I mean, that's within the scope of that. He's out of his brain, man. You know, and he's still carrying on like nothing's happened. Dude, you're in jail, man. You're about to be shipped up to a prison where dudes there's wolves and gorillas in prison, man. We're just waiting for you. And I think was it David that said that that there were, you know, or the fight doctor might have said that there were, you know, that the victims were, you know, Latina and yo, my man.
Yeah, he did say that. It's true.
There's already contention between the races there as it is. You're the ultimate Christmas package, man.
Yep. It is very.
So whatever, you know. Yeah, well, he's you know, there's dudes in there, man, that will do all kinds of disgusting shit to him, man, and he's gonna feel what these victims have been feeling all along, man.
Yeah, and he knows he's scared.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he has to talk himself out of what he's getting ready to get into. I mean, you know, he can say what he wants to say all day long. At the end of the day, he knows he's scared. Most people, probably all people, going into that type of environment, even if you're going to a jail cell, you are going to be scared as hell. I don't care who it is. I mean, you can put on your tough persona all you want to. At the end of the day, he knows he's scared. And, you know, whatever pep talk he has to give himself, knowing his situation, hey, go ahead and knock yourself out. But at the end of the day, you know, once you get out of purgatory, because that's what I called it, you know, that little holding place before you decide which way you're going. You know, before he gets there, you know, he's gonna talk a big game because it ain't real yet. It ain't real yet. It's just it ain't happened yet. The real toughest environment, he ain't there yet.
Right.
He's just standing outside. And I guarantee you, he ain't saying open. I guarantee you, he ain't saying that. You can talk a big game because jail was a little. I've never been, but it's not as. From what I've heard, it's not as bad. You know, it's the big house is what he's trying to talk himself out of.
You got guys in there doing triple life. They ain't seen a woman in how long?
How long?
He's gonna see how long.
Yeah. But whatever pep rally he has to give himself, I mean, hey, hope his abs work out and all that stuff he was doing before he went in. Hope it work out for him.
No, now he's gonna look. Now he's gonna be sexy for them now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He started too late. You know, you're supposed to really pick up like a lot of some meat, a lot of pounds, a lot of weight. How can I say it? A lot of weight. Right now, he's at the curve stage.
Yeah,
let's get curvy. That's not good.
Shit. You
guys
get married.
Okay.
I mean, really, that's what I was like, dude.
He might have to get save his life.
Yeah, man.
He might have to get married.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's good, man. But you know, I had one other thought, though. And I just thought to the young people, that advice, his comments that he made in this phone call, if it is from prison, if it's him, you know, all of that, you know what I'm saying? Alleged phone call, allegedly from prison, all of that, right? But if this is true, do not follow this man's advice, young people. Do not. He is giving you a false view of what prison is like and how it is and how it's going to be for anybody. Like you said, Andrea, only a person, it's quite natural to not like that. Do you really want to squat down and cough? Who the fuck? Yo, I had to do that one time. I couldn't. The police tried to do me in. You know what I'm saying? They tried to do me in. So, in other words, they wouldn't let me make a phone call. You know, when you make a phone call, you get bail. Blah blah blah. But they tried to do me in this time, and so they didn't let me make a phone call. So I had to go to the jail. I had to go to the jail and wait, and it took me a week to be able to make a phone call. And do you know, my bail wasn't even it was nothing. It was nothing. But they tried to do me in like that, and then of course I got out or whatever. Eventually, you know, I had to tell the guard. I was like, listen, I've been in here this amount of days, and I haven't had one phone call. Like I'm have a phone call, and the dude let me call right from his phone, and then boom, I was out the day after, right? But I mean, that wasn't nice. Who want to go up there and stand naked in front of a bunch of men in a line with men bend out? Who want that? No, that's not normal. That's the cattle treatment. That's animal treatment. That's animal treatment. And yeah, it's slavery. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to like that. And so just young people, you know, don't listen to this man. Like, stay away from jail, stay away from prison. It is not a good thing to go to prison. It's not it's not just another day. It is life altering. You're separated from your family and from life, everyday life. Not that everyday life isn't bad, but prison is going to add another dimension to it that you may not forget ever. A lot of people don't shake their experiences in prison, even if they are tough. They have to see and witness other things to other people. You see what I mean? I don't know one person that's been to prison that would ever tell young people to go there. Everyone I know that's been to prison, they tell young people stay away from it. Don't make the same mistakes. You know, so
has he been before? Somebody is asking that in the chat. Wasn't he there? Has he been before?
I mean, for someone, if he has been before, it does not sound like he got, like, what has he been on? He's already been to prison before. That's what I mean. Yeah. I'm like, why wouldn't he want to? I mean, I don't understand it. To me, he sounds really weird. He sounds really weird. Basically, I know what it is. He's not reformed. You're not talking to a reformed man. That's what it is. I think he already has been. Yeah, because a reformed man is going to tell people don't go.
I don't think he's been to prison, man. No. Because had he been to prison or anything violent, like I said, he shot somebody in the neck or whatever, I don't believe that. He might have been around when somebody got shot in the neck or something. But had he had done that, he'd been looking at a crazy term, man. Being you're a violent abuser of children now. Oh man, you're going to doing it, man. You ain't pleading to nothing. You can, or you're getting 30 or something. You're not going to get, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to get no 7. No. So I don't think that he was ever, that was all contrived to hype him up or whatever. Oh yeah, I'm a Crip and this is, no, you're not.
Yeah, and he's just a scammer and a woman, a molester. He's a scammer and a molester.
You know, and man, but I tell you, he would get double whammy, man, if Renentech came out and just take a trip to that daggone DA, to that DA, or to the nearest precinct or whatever, and say, hey, from this age to that age, Michael Nowak did this to me.
And he did. Apparently, he said so.
According to Filthy Frankie.
Yeah, according to Filthy Frankie, you know. Yes. And even though he recanted it, it don't matter. It's still admissible. But
then also, I was listening to Sister Nandy's live also.
Yeah, shout out to Sister Nandy.
Shout out to Sister Nandy, because she really, man, I love her spirit, man. And
me too.
And she said that, well, actually, she was going toe to toe with this chick that claims RGB, right? I mean RBG, right? And she's and the one who claimed RBG, I forgot her name. And she was at an event, like an after event, like a little after party, what have you, in Harlem with Polight, what have you, right? And this man, these men came in wanting to tune him up, man, probably for that same thing, you know. And they were claiming all kinds of things. This is on the record. You can go to Q Butter's live, man. Oh man, I think it might be the 11-hour one or so. And Nandy went off, babe. Nandy went off up in there, you know. And she made a live on that, about that, going off again,
you know, and because she went off on her, man, you know, and this one was like, you know, so these dudes came in, they wanted to do something to him, whatever, they were claiming all kinds of stuff, you know, and she said, but after that, she never hung out with them ever again, you know, but you didn't tell nobody either. Nobody from that whole HOK told anyone.
Yeah, they kept it a secret.
Kept it a secret.
Yeah, they didn't inform the community. So,
no.
And like someone else said, you know, Frankie had a platform to tell and warn everybody to report the news, and he didn't use his platform. Yeah, instead he buried it like a lot of other things
for the best.
Yeah,
yeah, because if there is ever a trial, and even if he did recant, the question is going to be asked. So, did you lie the first time, or are you lying now? Which one is it?
Yep. And if he lies again, he could be charged with that.
Mm-hmm.
You look at his shit, you know. So he's already
involved.
Yeah, but he's already ready to be maligned also, because his character is garbage. Look what he's, and shout out to Shaka, man, because I just saw that live of his when this Butler Reggie was saying that, oh, the charges disappeared, the sexual. What are you saying, you stupid idiot degenerate?
Yeah, it's the echo chamber, the HOK echo chamber. They all going against the lawyers. What the lawyers say of the paperwork, the actual paperwork, they're lying about it.
And then he's gonna cry talking about his Atlanta privileges have been revoked. He's scared to come down here to Georgia. You should be. Yeah, you should be scared to be walking around in the Bronx too.
I'm surprised they all continue to stay on YouTube. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you, because with the things that so many people alleged, it's like, why would they even just continue? I don't get it. But
here's the thing too. Like, okay, you scam-splain that whole disgusting debacle of Sonetta saying, oh, this is his, what's his name, Mr. Matrix? What's his name again?
Mantronics. No, I'm joking. Morpheus.
Mantronics.
Yeah, Morpheus. I'm sorry. No, I shouldn't do that to Mantronic's name. Morpheus.
No,
it's Morpheus.
Morpheus, right. This guy Morpheus was was the father of this poor woman who was murdered. Whatever. Hey man, Garfield saying, "Oh, if you cash at me, there's a what?" And now this idiot Butler Reggie is going to say, "Oh, well, he's not this, he's that, he's so and so, blah blah blah." But that's not what came out, sucker. That's not what came out. So now you're scam-splaining on that, and now you're what are you doing? You're rape-splaining or something? What are you doing now, man? Boy, oh boy, people are begging. They're begging for something, man. They're begging for it.
Yeah, I don't understand them. I've never seen anyone stay involved capping, or just staying involved commenting on a topic that they don't have anything to do with. I've never seen that before. Like,
all for his
yes.
Yeah,
you see what I mean?
All for his lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, he really make himself look like he's invested, is what I'm saying. Like, come on, why can't you just be like, yeah, man, that dude going down. What's it going to hurt you? I mean, it's obvious, and goes the same thing for Sonetta. Why couldn't he just be like, yeah, man, that he's trash. He's going down. To hell with him. And leave it like that. Don't go back on that. Don't flip side. Don't change your story later. Don't start talking. I mean, it's not like that. They obviously all somehow, like, I describe it as like conglomerate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's that kind of connections. Like, somehow they have a reason to want each other. to maintain somehow, and that involves doing favors for each other, like like Garfield when he plays IKIESHE SHABAZZ's rebuke of HOK, or the tape about Polight's actual plea. He skips past the rebuke of HOK and Sarnetta. Don't even play that part. He just skipped right past half of the video and plays the second half. It's like, why would he do that?
Yeah.
That is so weird, And then he goes out there and talks about Dane Calloway. He's like, when Polight gets convicted or takes the plea, that means the debate is off between Dane Calloway and whoever else was supposed to do it. And Garfield says, you know what? He was never going to debate anyway. It's like,
yeah.
And Dane Calloway said he wouldn't do it because that's going to make his image bad to be associated with a person that's associated with Polight so deeply, right? And Garfield capped for Sarnetta. Dane Calloway said his career is finished. Sarnetta's career is finished, and Garfield said, "I don't believe that." What do you mean you don't believe that?
I don't believe that.
It's finished, dude. It's going down in the toilet as you're watching, day by day. Why wouldn't he believe that? What's so strange about that idea? To Garfield, what's he going to say? Because he's a legend. He's a legend. He'll live. It's like, nah, man, you don't understand. This was his homie.
How many people does he owe $100 to?
How about that?
Yep.
How about that? And see, something else that we got to talk about too, about No Light's case, right? About his plea. When the judge said, he alluded to Polight maybe not being a citizen or something, or not a citizen, but if you were born in a foreign place, that you may be deported after his sentence.
But I think that's just Florida law, man. That's just part of the law. They read everybody because apparently a lot of people there may not be. But I don't think that. I think that's something they read to just anybody.
To anybody?
Yeah, just everybody that comes through there. If you're convicted, it's like a standard statement. If you're not a U.S. citizen, blah, 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 But if you are, you're going to, In other words, it's a way to say, even if you aren't, you're still going to do your time in this state.
I got it. I really, because.
But I don't know. But to me, that's how it sounded. But,
Yeah, it sounded at first, but then I'm thinking about it. And then, you're hearing all these alleged rumors, what have you, about him not being born here, what have you.
I mean, are you saying he's not a U.S. citizen?
I don't know.
I mean, okay, because I believe he is, but I believe he is. But then again, we don't know. I mean, the lawyer would know because the lawyer had to take his passport, right?
But
or was ordered to.
If you become naturalized, you get a U.S. passport.
True. Oh, but I see. But it could mean he's not born here. Right. I got you. Yeah.
Right.
True. It's
So
still naturalized, right?
Because that's just a given. If I'm not from here, I can be deported or what have you. I don't know, man. That's very interesting. I want to ask a lawyer. I would love to pick
good
up
question to ask. It is
a lawyer's brain about that. Man.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's come up, so it's a good question to ask.
Is that a boilerplate or standard question? I mean, I'm a statement to make. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, because when I've never pleaded guilty. You know what I'm saying? So, so I don't know what that. I've never gotten to that part where they had to make a statement to me. You see what I mean? And I've never been found guilty.
Me either.
So, I mean, but it is an interesting statement nonetheless. And given the fact that Polight has been, people have said, I'm not too into this myself. I don't care if he was American or not myself. I don't really care. But because it's obvious he's a part of that New York scene. What are they going to do? Just throw him out now? See, he wasn't an African American. He was just down with us.
Well,
I mean, what difference does it make? He was down with them, you know?
Yeah, I understand that, of course. Because like
they was down with it too. You know what I'm saying? His crew was down with it.
The other day, trying to say, oh, it's not in our culture or anything. It's not a culture thing, but yes, it does happen within our Black American community. Of course, it does.
Right, but nonetheless, it would be interesting to know if he is
exactly
and if he was born here or not. Because, I mean. Yeah, man. I mean, maybe more could come up. I mean, it's still knowledge, I mean, what if you find out now he was born here? His grandparents from Kentucky. That's knowledge. That's knowledge. That would make people say, "See, we told you.
See, we told you.
We have a problem here, Houston." But to the other ones, if he turns out not to, then the other one's going to be like, "See, we told you, FBA." FBI, yeah. See, it was him. It was him, man. It wasn't Sarnetta. Then we're gonna be like, okay, well, where's Sarnetta's passport? People already saying he's half Dominican. I don't know. See what I mean? It never stops. But yo, what's up with Femi? You got something to say before we close out?
I've been watching like on twice the speed, double speed, just to try to catch up.
Okay, yeah.
I just want to say that there's a couple of points. The reason why he took that plea is because of his psychopathy.
Yeah.
There's a thing with psychopaths about they call it impression management. You can look it up. Just the fact that they care so much about public perception of them, just about people's perceptions of them. And they like to be the ones that control the information that people receive, because they always want to appear to be right even when they're wrong, good even when they're doing something evil, so on and so forth. That's why he's putting out these videos acting like everything's all right. It still hasn't settled into him the situation that he's actually in. And I'm not even talking about the dangers of prison when it comes to the other inmates. I'm talking about
his actual plea.
When he goes to sit down in front of these folks who control whether or not he gets out, like I said before, he has to appear contrite. He has to appear remorseful and so on.
Yep.
He's not seeing that these videos that he's doing, where he's acting like everything's all right, I ain't done nothing wrong, we'll be up out of here in no time, these people set me up and whatnot. These folks that run the prisons and whatnot, that work with the prisons, they're seeing all this stuff. So when he goes and sits down in front of them, if he's even at the point yet where he realizes that this is what he's going to have to do in order to get out, is to appear remorseful. When he goes and sit down in front of them and he tries to play that role of being remorseful, they're going to know that it's just acting. He's setting himself up for failure. Before they realized like what psychopathy was in clinical psychology, psychopaths actually used to they were very successful in deceiving their therapists, their psychologists and whatnot. They were very successful in deceiving them, making them think that they were all right and they were safe to go, and be out with people and whatnot. But then they learned eventually, what these kind of people were, that like therapy only makes them worse, because they don't get from therapy what like normal people would get from therapy. They don't learn that they should change their behavior because it's wrong to do this, that, and the other. So let me go and do the right thing. What they learn from therapy is how normal people think and behave, and therefore what they should do to work around it. They learn how to manipulate people better from therapy. Like if I've known about the Sopranos TV show for a long time, but I never watched it. But this past year, I started trying to watch it. Them guys kiss each other more than they kiss their own women, so it's just kind of hard to get through that stuff. But that whole show basically is about a psychopath, Tony Soprano. He's getting during the whole show, and eventually his therapist realizes that he's actually, like, she thought he was becoming better. He was actually becoming worse from the therapy that she was giving him because of that same thing. He was learning how to better manipulate people and whatnot. So, and again, the plea that he took plays into this because he cares about public perception so much. So he took this plea with these terrible conditions attached to it because he didn't want people thinking of him as a sexual offender or predator or whatever, even though he still has
the real him.
It's in the charges, it's in the stuff.
Yeah, he don't want people to see him for who he really is.
But he doesn't want that label.
Exactly.
That's his thing about trying to control people's perceptions. So he don't realize yet that the stuff that he's doing with these videos and whatnot, that it's all going to count against him.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't act that way in front of the camera and whatnot for everybody out there, and then come and sit down in front of them looking all sad and remorseful. They're not going to buy it. They're seeing all that stuff that you're putting out there.
You're right. You're absolutely right, brother. And that's a cold fact. That's a cold fact. That's a whole fact too. You know what I'm saying? Like what you're saying right there. That's just it. I mean, it hasn't set in yet. It hasn't sunken in that is what's supposed to be going on. Remorse is supposed to be, and it's in his benefit. It would be in his benefit, not just legally in terms of getting out, but also his how people see him. You know, he doesn't realize that, like, you're not fooling people on the outside. There are some people that are fooled, but to other people, they're seeing like, yo, man, they're seeing you better than they've ever seen you before, the real you. You know what I mean? Like, they're seeing even more clearly, like, something is really wrong with this guy, and he doesn't get it. You don't get that.
Well, right. He has no remorse, but you know what? What he's going to go through therapy wise is probably going to include medication too. So he ain't been hit with that yet. Either therapy or whatever, maybe some kind of medication also, maybe involved with that. But right now we are seeing who he really is, man. And he's showing everybody who he really is. You think that being in jail is like Shangri-La or whatever, helping people with their finances. Yeah. What you are mentally disordered, man. You are, but then there's people who will believe that, so they must be mentally disordered too. This shit is crazy.
I suspect it's going to get worse. I suspect, being disconnected from the people he's been with, particularly the women and the child. The fact that women got to make women decisions, and life decisions, and without him, essentially, I think that's going to really bring out, some deeper, some more comments, some more, writings, some more anything. I think it's going to hit him really hard. But
look at this guy, Malachi York, right? He's still teaching, via prison calls or what have you, and he's doing 135 in a 23-1 Supermax, man.
Yeah, how do you teach? The things he was teaching, but you're stuck in there.
His phone.
You can't escape. You've been teaching people you were a god, and that they gods, and you moving up to be a higher god, and that the supreme, you know, all the supreme secrets of the universe, but you're trapped in a cell.
And he has 76 trillion years.
You know,
right knowledge,
light years. Yeah, you know,
get the hell out. You know, yeah, land your right in that damn supermax. That's where it lands.
It's sad, man. It's really sad. It's so sad. You know,
there's no cure for a psychopath.
Yes,
just gonna put that out there. There is no cure for psychopaths.
No,
because their thing is that they don't have a conscience. That doesn't mean that they don't know right from wrong. They know right from wrong just fine, but they choose to do the wrong thing because that's just them. There's no cure for them.
Yeah.
Damn, y'all. Well, this has been real. I don't feel good. I don't feel good. You know, normally I felt good a few days ago, but now just dealing with the mental part of it and hearing this statement, how delusional homeboy is, it actually, you know, it hits home.
It's
messy.
Like,
yeah.
You know, and you know, it's it just shows you how truly much of a degenerate as deviant he really is. And the people that rock with him and caped and capped for him too. You know, because it just doesn't stop with Polight. So the thing is that, but the best thing about this whole case is that it exposed a lot of people that you would never believe were capped for that shit, man.
Yep.
Male and female.
Yep. It's a long list. And they all on video doing the capping. And those videos are going to stay around forever because they didn't do it individually. It's not like, you know, you could just, I mean, they went on other people's platforms they don't even control and cap.
Right.
You know, it's crazy, man. It's not like they could just go back to their own and press the delete button. I mean, even then it may not delete because people will be watching these guys. Now, people started watching them years ago, so they just download every video, even though they don't agree. They're like, "Oh, this sucker said this, download it. This sucker said this, evidence."
But exactly, and if people think that these local law enforcement agencies aren't watching, they're just as delusional as Polight is. And you know that the prosecutor's probably even watching this stream right now.
Yes.
Because the reason why
feel free. Watch.
Feel free. Yeah. Exactly. They probably have a master list of whoever was on that Zoom. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they're probably watching everyone's content, man. Because maybe there might be some kind of new jewel that comes up, and they'll say, "Well, Mr. Nowak, you're not ready because based upon this." And based upon that, we just learned, and so and so, such and such and such.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what they say. We just learned. They don't never tell you where they learned it from. We just learned.
We just discovered.
Yeah, we
just discovered that you're even a bigger deviant than we thought you were.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh my goodness, man. I mean, they don't even have to do their work. All they gotta do is watch YouTube. Yeah, let's check on. We're gonna check. Let's watch Netta's channel.
Exactly.
Let's watch Rob Bond. Let's watch Q Butter.
Yeah.
They got all the information, and Lord knows they probably watching mine. Who knows? Nandy's. They be like, damn, Nandy got some good information. You know?
That she's putting him in the incinerator, son. I'm like,
you don't even. She's like, y'all gonna fry. Yo, I mean,
incinerator.
I know these guys. They should, if they feel like they should hide and run. Those are some wise feelings.
That's too late.
I say that right now.
It's too late.
It's too late, right?
Yeah, because I mean, like you know, we just talked about Butler Reggie is still at it, man. Keep on talking, bro. Keep on showing how much of a degenerate you really are. I mean, damn, he even made this guy's Ankh say, hey, man, hey. When you make somebody like Ankh say, hey, enough is enough, man, you know you don't cross a special line, bro.
Yeah.
For real.
Weird. It's weird, man. Anyway, shouts out to Ching Ching also. Haven't seen him in a minute. I wonder when he's gonna pop back up, but But yeah, he set me straight. I didn't know about half of this degeneracy, until he popped up and warned us, and I was like, oh, thank you. I was like, damn, he from Baltimore. I might want to listen to him. Say that again. Yo, and he was deep. He came with it. So shouts out to Ching Ching, and he got to pop back up. I want to hear what else he got to say now that Polight is behind bars, and want to hear his synopsis too. All right, folks. Well, Divinely Inspired, Afemi, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, you're welcome. Always welcome. Appreciate y'all for holding it down with me. And have a good evening. Texas, Bama, Andrea, Shaka, and a bit tired. Donnie Williams. Who else was in? Incognito, of course. Jelly. Yeah, how could I forget Jelly? Come on now.
Oh yeah.
And David. There you go, David. Thanks for popping up too.
The Fight Doctor.
Fight Doctor. Yes, Fight Doctor. And Promecation versus Ratchetation. Ratchetation. That's a new word for you right there. Ratchetation. That sounds like some shit Frankie would say. Ratchetation. Vanessa Murray and Dave Ramses. Yeah, thank you for popping up, all of y'all. I'll catch up with you next time. Peace out, everybody. Have a good evening. I think Shaka's probably going live a little bit later on this evening, so we see what's up with that. I gotta do some work this evening, so I'll be online listening. I appreciate y'all. Be good. One. Peace, everybody. Peace.
Scores. It's warming up, Fibino. Z-Ride and Roro. Sue. What's up, Sue? You flies, nigga. T-Ride. We say drink. Good my way. Time